These are not wasted potatoes, y'all. This is not trash. I got some bad news. I grew all these potatoes last year. Y'all see them? All of these potatoes. And I let them go to seed, right? I let them sprout and I didn't get to eat them. Now, that doesn't mean I need to throw them away. That's not what we're going to do, y'all. We're going to turn these potatoes that aren't fit to be ate into the seed potatoes for this year, y'all. And we're going to put them in boxes like the one I got right there. And we're going to put them in some grow bags. So you might see a lot of potatoes here that look like I just need to throw these in the trash. Y'all, don't do that. Let me show you what to do with them instead. Y'all, it's time again for that experiment with potatoes in a box versus a bag. And we're going to get to it right now. Last year was the first year that I decided to try an experiment of growing potatoes in a box. And I got over 5 pounds of potatoes in that one box. So we're going to do it again just to see if that was a fluke or is there really something to this, right? You don't need all this fancy stuff that I got behind me to grow potatoes. All you need are some potatoes that are sprouting and something super simple like a box. So we're going to use this box and start some potatoes. And you know, while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and start a few potatoes in grow bags as well. I grow all of my own potatoes every year. I grow them every year. I haven't bought a potato from the grocery store. I can't tell you how long, just to be honest with you. And when I grow my potatoes, y'all, I grow them, I enjoy them, I eat them, right? I can them for later as well. But in the winter months when things get really rough and I want that fresh potato and I don't have it, I even attempt to try to grow it indoors. So today we are going to do potatoes in a box. We're going to do potatoes from grow bags, but our focus is not necessarily going to be on fresh seed potatoes that I purchased because I have some of those too. Today we are going to focus on those potatoes that look like this. Y'all see this? These are all of those potatoes that we did not eat in time before they sprouted on us, y'all. So we're going to use these potatoes and start all of these bags and this box right now. I'm going to use, if I don't fall, the same thing that I use anytime I'm planting potatoes. I'm going to use Happy Frog as my primary soil. I like to use Happy Frog in all of my pots, beds, bags, vertical planters. I use Happy Frog for everything. So we're going to use some Happy Frog here. I'm going to use an organic, low and slow granular fertilizer. And then I'm going to use some blood meal and some bone meal. The same way I planted my potatoes in my raised beds, my metal raised beds, I'm going to plant them the exact same way in these boxes or box and bags. So the first thing I need to do is I need to put some soil in these bags and this box. And I know I can't use all of these, but we're going to use as many as we can. My first or preferred method to grow potatoes is in raised beds. And second would be in grow bags like this right here. But I don't know, this box might get a close second this year. We'll put the box over here. Let's put it in there first. And this is just, y'all, a standard box. I had some stuff that came in the mail in this box. It's a little thicker than the one I had last year. At the end of the season last year, that box gave away on me, y'all. There was nothing left, but it did last the whole season. So I'm expecting this one to last the whole season as well. But this box didn't cost me anything. Well, the stuff that I bought in the box cost me something, but the box itself didn't cost me a dime. And so I fill this bag or this box about a third way up for now. Let's get it out the way. For the grow bag, I'm going to try to do the same thing. Now, y'all see a lot of this happy frog behind me. I might have a lot of soil behind me, but I got other places for this soil. So I can't go too crazy with the soil today. I like to fold the sides down until I get it full. And then once it's full, I'll pull those sides up. And when I say full, I mean full with the soil, the plants, everything. Now these are some pretty big grow bags. I've had these grow bags a long time too. Let's see, how big are they? This is a 15-gallon grow bag. And I like grow bags because it lets water or moisture seep in from the bottom as well. So the whole bottom of the bag touches the ground. If the ground's wet, it can wick in all of that water. And depending on what you're trying to grow, it can also do what they call air pruning. It keeps your plants from just getting wrapped around a pot like a plastic pot would do. But that's not usually an issue when it comes to potatoes. I've had these grow bags a long time, y'all, a very, very long time. And there's probably a link in my YouTube or in my Amazon store to the bags that I use, if that's something you're interested in. So I got the first little bit in. And now I'm going to add, and no, I'm not measuring, a thin layer of granular fertilizer. Dr. Earth is the variety. I'm going to do the same thing with my bone meal and blood meal. Bone meal is for things growing below the ground. Blood meal is for things growing above the ground. I'm going to mix this in. And usually, the more space you give your potatoes, the bigger those potatoes will be. Typically, not always, but typically. And so since we got 15-gallon grow bags, and I can't even tell you what this is right here, I don't know. We're going to put 4 potatoes per bag. Now I know this right here, and this is actually a beautiful looking seed potato here, but I know for a fact this is a purple Viking. I'll show you a picture of purple Viking up here. And so I'm going to see if I have enough purple Viking to fill up this entire bag. There's another one. There we go. 4 purple Viking in the bag. Let's see what else we got. Now this is a seed potato that I already know started growing potatoes. We won't use that one. But this is a nice russet potato. And I don't know what that is. I'm not sure, but it's a white potato. So we got a russet here, or russet here, I should say, and a white over there. Let's see if I can find some good russet potatoes. Here's another one that's got potatoes growing on it. It's a nice white potato. I got some really nice red potatoes in here too. So we'll put red potatoes in the box. The box is a little smaller, so I am only going to put, I really want 3. I'm going to put 3 in the box. There we go. And they're 3 of the same potato, whatever that potato may be. Ah, there's a good russet potato right there. I got to find one more really good one. Another good white potato. Here's another good russet. Here's another good white one. Here we go. So 4 potatoes for each bag. I am going to use the rest of these potatoes. I'm not going to let them go bad. So even though I couldn't eat them, y'all, I can use them to create more potatoes. So we got these ready to go. So now it's time to repeat that process. So we're going to add more soil and more fertilizer, bone meal, and blood meal. And then y'all, guess what? These bags will be done. Now, the one thing I am going to do different here than I do in my raised beds is that I am going to go ahead and backfill these bags because the real reason is because I don't want to use all my soil right now. So we're going to use the backfill process for these bags. I do want to make sure I got at least 3 or 4 inches of soil on top of the potatoes to start with. And then as the leaves break through the ground and they start coming up, then I'm going to add a little more soil and a little more soil until the bag is full. I don't typically do that with my raised beds, and honestly, I don't always do it with my pots either, but we will do it this year with these 3 bags and a box. So repeating the process. And y'all, I got a ton of videos already out there on this process. And this is the one process, for the most part, it doesn't change that much from year to year. I might put a few more potatoes, a few less potatoes, backfill, no backfill. But as far as the ingredients, or should I say the nutrition, the fertilizer, it's always the same with the exception of a dry fish meal when I can find it. We're going to mix this in. And this bag needs a little more soil. Might as well finish the bag off. That bag is ready, as is this one, and this one, and my box. So let me show you where we're going to put these so that they can grow throughout the season. Now, my Purple Viking potatoes are the only ones I know what they are. I know that's a mid-season potato, and it's going to take roughly 90 days for that one. I believe that these are Rocky Mountain russet potatoes for the russet ones, and I believe those are late season potatoes. I could be wrong. So they're going to take a little more than 90 days. And I don't remember the red's Desiree, and I think it's a mid-season. I could be wrong. And I don't know what those white potatoes were because they're from last year's supply. Y'all, if I can do this every season, y'all, I would be truly self-sufficient. There would be no reason for me to have to buy seed potatoes, but I'm not there yet. Even though that's enough to start every bed this year. I didn't know I had that many, honestly, but I'm going to grow as many as I can from last year's seed potatoes so I don't lose anything. So let's move these in place. So we're going to put this one right here. And I'm going to have to come back and look at this, y'all, because I don't have my tags. But this are the russet potatoes right here. This bag is. I already did one bag without you. That was Desiree. And this is for my seed potatoes, though. This is Purple Viking. And these potatoes will be out before I have to get to this spot right here because we will have melons growing here. But these potatoes will be long done before these melons need my attention. So we got our 4 bags here. And y'all, I was debating on whether or not I was going to put a GreenStalk here. And I don't think I am. I think I want to use this space here for potatoes instead because I want to grow a lot of potatoes. So that's where we're going to put all 4 of, well, this was already here, where we're going to put the grow bags. And then let me show you where we're going to put the box. This is where we grew potatoes last year in a box. We're going to grow potatoes again in a box right here. And the reason why I like this space, y'all, I mean, the real reason is that I'm sitting in between these two beds right here. Now, this is the bed that I'm growing all of my potatoes in from, well, not all of them. This is one of 3 beds I'm growing potatoes in. But when I water with this drip irrigation, the water always pool in between these 2 beds right here. And this box get the benefit from that ground or water running from below, and it can soak it up in the bottom. So it's going to help me have great watering for this box. And this is where I had it last year. And y'all look at this. Y'all see that right there? Right there? That's room for another box of potatoes. So for today, y'all, this is it. The only other thing we need to do, y'all, is water this in. When it comes to watering in your potatoes, you water them in really good right now, y'all, but you don't want to ever let them dry completely out. You want to make sure you have good, even watering for these potatoes even before they come above ground, right? Even if you don't see the little green popping up, don't forget to water these potatoes because they down there getting happy below the soil. And so we are going to water these in today, and we're going to make sure that that soil stays moist and happy, but not too wet, because if you keep it too wet, they're going to rot under the ground. So you just want it to be nice and moist, but not soaking soggy wet. We're going to do that, and then we're going to call it a day because I only had a few minutes to share with you anyway. So we got 4 more containers done for this season, and I'm glad you were able to come along with me while I took care of the box and the grow bags. Talk to you again real soon. Bye.